Good, Joe.
Yes, sorry, I was saying goodnight to Claire.
Okay. Night, Claire.
So,
Good night, Claire.
everyone in the group says goodnight as well. She says thank you. So, Legacy, you are like, you tumble a little bit and then land. And you can feel yourself on the ground. It feels off. It doesn't feel like you're walking so much as you are like you are kind of just facing you are on the floor. It's different. There's no weight to your steps. But you're in this executive suite. And up at the head of the room, so to speak, is Jonathan and Lindis, who is sitting on the couch. And they both, well, Jonathan doesn't look at you directly, but Lindis looks at you and just goes, "Hello. Where did you come from?"
Legacy, just staring at Lindis for a long moment where she just looks down and kind of, imagine she bounces a little bit in her spot, kind of testing out movement. In much the same way,
floaty.
First going into the full dive of like, okay, we test out movement first.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have the answer to that question, Jonathan. Or do I call you Mr. Diego?
Lindis turns to look back at him, almost like waiting for him to actually respond. He doesn't respond right away, but he speaks without turning around. "You can call me Jonathan. I'm impartial to Mr. Diego. I don't identify with that name nearly as much as you might think."
I was putting a Diego brain in the wrong body, starting messing a few things up.
At that point, he turns around and takes a step away from the glass. And you can hear, well, never mind, you actually can't hear. You can only really hear their voices. You don't hear any sort of ambient noise or anything, but you can imagine it's a little quieter than you would have expected. But it might just be the room is like insulated. There's actual carpeting in this room. At least in some spots. But Jonathan turns and scrutinizes you. I'm going to have him roll to try and identify you, but it's going to be extremely difficult for him to do so. I think not to try and identify you, I was going to have him roll knowledge the net because it's a hacker identity. But he gets a setback because you're unremarkable. He will also get a bunch of setbacks because you are currently wearing like a residual self-image that does not necessarily align with your face. And does he only get one from the unrecognizable or unremarkable?
Yes, I'm checking something else really fast.
I'm actually going to make this a hard task for him.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing aside from just the trace attempts, which this would not account for, I'm assuming.
I will say that your trace attempts will count for him in this case. So if whatever the traces that were left on you were at, he will pick up from there in that regard, which I think you only had one, but they needed 3 to even get anywhere.
Yeah. So it's like the synapse skin with, again, because she's what she has for her like day-to-day visor that covers her identity, her laughing girl stuff. It's
Mm-hmm.
just this kind of glitching out white noise face.
I will say that with a single success, he will get a trace, so it will put him up to 2. So he still doesn't have enough to get like the basis of who you are. I think it would be fair to say he needs at least 5 traces to get a specific name, like Legacy's actual name. I think at like maybe 3 he could get a hacker pseudonym. But you can see his eyes are red, and the irises glow. You can tell he's doing some sort of sweep and search, but he doesn't seem to let any knowledge show or any reaction. So you're not sure if he got anything or if he is putting on a facade. But you feel safe for now, at least. He takes a few steps and puts one hand on the desk. You know where you are, stranger?
Well, I'm imagining, and she kind of looks around, and again, still kind of bouncing and shifting and acclimating herself. If I judge all of this right, it's supposed to look like penthouse office of your building. But, and she taps a heel on the ground, it is definitely not reality, so cyberspace?
He looks around, and his face is very just blank, like not that kind of resting bitch face that Joseph Diego had, so much as it's just kind of empty. And he looks around and looks back in your direction and just goes, "No, you are really here in my office. You see, I don't know how you got it. I don't much care. It doesn't surprise me that the technology slipped through the finger of this corporation, but whatever technology you got a hold of that allows you to project yourself to the net, we have it. We have had it for years, in one form or another. And what you are currently in is called a grounded network. See, this floor was engineered with the highest level of network security we could afford, as well as the highest physical security. Not by my choice. This was all here before I arrived. But a grounded network? Think of it like a dream catcher, just delicately placed above your head before you go to sleep. And any trespassers get caught in it. Can't hurt you. Not physically, anyway. But I can talk. Did you ever figure out the dilation effect on your machine? I assume you must have some sort of time dilation effect. It was the chief problem that we had run into on our end.
kind of steps forward to the couch as he is talking. She will try to place a hand on top of the couch.
There's no resistance. You can put your hand on the couch visually, but you are completely translucent. Like you could walk right through it.
She concentrates on her hand to go through the couch.
Yeah?
And there's no damage, nothing that she can tell it goes wrong by
None.
doing that. Okay.
The only thing that you kind of notice when you move your hand completely through a solid object, you could imagine that not having like visual sight of your limbs, like putting your hand completely into the couch and subsuming it so that it was in a solid object. There's a level of like disconnectedness with your body that you could imagine would be stressful if you were to fully dive into something. But unless you do that, you don't necessarily have to worry about it. You can sit on the couch. It's easy enough for you to like imagine the couch is solid and you could like hop over it. But it's just as easy for you to ethereally walk straight through it.
The ghost limb disconnectedness, like having a cyber limb that pops on and off. She kind of like, I imagine, waves her hand through the couch once or twice and tilts her head a little bit. Very carefully not looking at Lindis in the moment. Just focusing on Jonathan on the other side of the room. Well, always a little hiccup going in and out, but imagine you just didn't have anybody that was quite connected to the very source of the internet.
Our expert on the subject left us, unfortunately. But before they left, we were able to glean a little bit of information. What was left over after they departed had to be reconstructed into what we have now. Thus, and he gestures around the room, the grounded network.
Left you? That sounds like a very loaded term. What happened?
He just raises an eyebrow. And what do you think happened?
Well, knowing the old you, nothing fun.
You're right in that regard. Though I feel he just kind of waves his hand. I feel a disconnectedness to that old self. It's more like waking up from a dream. In your dream, it seems real, and you are who you are in your dream. But then you wake up and you open your eyes and you realize that you're not that thing. Whatever it was. But I remember what he did.
All of it, or are we talking you got set back a couple decades?
In a matter of speaking, yes, but I'm also not just Joseph Diego. If you're on our network, I assume you've been around. How much do you know? Care to share? I'd offer you a drink. But he just gestures to you.
Well, even if I was here to take a drink. Say with all due respect, but not going to. Wouldn't trust a drink in this office.
Lindis, like, in this very ballerina-y gesture, will scoot herself to the edge of the couch and then prop her chin onto her hands and go, "Why not? Do you not like Mr. Diego?"
I don't like that he decides to reanimate people willy-nilly.
There's a smile on her face, but doesn't quite reach the eyes. Jonathan looks at Lindis, and he sticks one hand in his pant pocket, and the other hand just kind of lazily falls to his side. You can see he has a cybernetic arm for his I think it's his left arm. And he just nods his head back and forth. As to whether or not the ethics of bringing back that girl was morally right or morally wrong, I can't say. And frankly, I don't care much to say. I can tell you that Joseph didn't do it to be good. She's a chess piece. He knows that. He looks at Lindis. And Lindis doesn't look back, still looking at you. And there is like a stern appraisement. Like she is trying to place who you are, but just can't.
You're talking like the plan that was before you is not your plan.
No. No, not all of it, at least. The one before me, his ambitions were just a small part of what drove him. No, he was a creature of passion. Whether you knew that or not, he was a very passionate person. And he let his passions rule him. I don't have the same problem.
That a side effect from, and she just kind of like gestures to his body.
Side effect. He tilts his head. It's like he kind of got a bad taste in his mouth. You could call it that. But I like to think of it as an improvement. My mind is in a different place. Emotionally, physically. Namely, I'm not splattered all over the ground. But I'm also not ruled by pithy things.
Legacy kind of tilts her head. She's gonna try, not thinking that it'll work. But she has the like mini projector in her hand when she wants to like show people shit. Her phone's in her hand. Can she do a mini projection of something?
What do you want to project?
The woman from the picture.
Ooh. Okay. I'll say like it takes a little bit of concentration, but you can do it. It's not as easy as you would think because you're not accessing like an actual cybernetic. You're kind of going off of the memory of what the cybernetic does and then subsequently what that cybernetic is tapping into. But it's all partially there. It's all part of your brain chemistry. It's all wired there somewhere. So it takes a second, but you can prop up in the same sort of motion that you would use to do it, that you would use to physically do this. You can do it now digitally and recreate an image of the woman from the picture.
She'll do that. Like, she's looking at her hand and kind of opening and closing her hand a few times, and finally gets the projector to go, and will increase it so that he can see from across the room and just like hold the image up, kind of like shoulder height. And just watch.
Lindis like clambers over to the edge of the couch to get a better look. He doesn't quite see, so he like casually strides forward. And when he gets close enough to see it in full, you can see that there's like a furrowing of the brow, and then his eyebrows go up a little bit. He recognizes the person. If you want to roll me, what would it be? What would it be? You could roll me a perception check to try and discern what that look is. It's definitely recognition, but anything more behind that look.
What would the difficulty be?
It'll be 2 purple.
Yeah, and rolling this fucking goddamn thing.
Is it because it's been Getty's face and he's kind of got RBF?
Yeah, he kind of does.
Yeah.
It's really not. His face is still very kind of expressionless. Like, he does not have a lot of emotion. He just seems very deadpan. And you can tell he definitely recognizes the person, but he doesn't have any sort of emotional attachment, it seems. There's no immediate like longing or rage or joy. There's no discernible thing that seems to sneak out of his immediate reaction. But he does ask, "Where did you get that? That's an old picture."
I have probably more pictures than you'd care to know. Or past way back when. Don't have a name for this one though.
Huh. Kind of gets lost in the memory for a second. Oh, yes. He gets lost in the memory for a second. He just goes, "Oh. Would you like to know her name?"
Seem to be in the sharing mood.
I'm not sure why. It might just be a physiological response of this body. It's hard to say. But her name was Marjorie.
Old flame.
You could say that. To Joseph, she was a wife. Was. That was a long time ago.
Before the two of you started body hopping.
Not me. He puts a hand to his chest. I'm new. Made from the old. In a way, I am everything that Joseph wanted. All of the old and all of the new. Together.
And Johan?
There's an eye twitch. You can see his eyes, like, he looks down to the ground and you can see him furrow his brow and he's like trying to remember something. And he's struggling to grab onto it. And he looks up and says, "It's funny. I haven't heard the name out loud in such a long time. But there's a memory in the back of my brain. I think you were there," and he gestures to Lindis. "The last time I spoke it. And Getty. Johan. Huh." He snaps his fingers. "Which one? Junior or senior?" That's what it was.
So he just kind of like glances at Lindis and let the image drop. So you're what? A combination of the two. A little bit of an extra edited brain.
He nods and holds a hand out in this kind of like, "You caught me" gesture. That would be me. I'm every bit of one and every bit of the other. I'm made completely by mistake. I think that's what's most funny to me in a cosmic sense. They both wanted nothing to do with it without the other. But lo and behold, Joseph gets himself killed by making a terrible decision. And then the same protocols used to keep him alive make me.
I have to ask, and Legacy just kind of like leans forward. I imagine she is taller than she normally is, but is still on the shorter side in this like image.
Mm-hmm.
So she's able to kind of like prop her elbows on the back of the couch, leaning forward a little bit. Tell me, what ego that made him not have his own body?
Mm-hmm. Like I said, he was a slave to his passions. Ego included. Though that is
He could
one
die.
flaw. That is one flaw he and I both share. I do have a grander plan for myself. The difference is that I won't let mine swallow me whole.
Oh, grander plan, the supposedly what? Control things that are beyond your understanding. Live on in them and master them.
He gestures to like this little display case array here. You know what those are? Those are 4 samples of minerals from 4 different planets. They were each purchased from an auction to decorate this room to incentivize ambition, to show that even a mortal could reach beyond the stars and pluck something and claim it for their own. That's why Joseph Diego bought them. Combined, they are a total value of over $4 billion. He just shakes his head and kind of frowns. A flippant waste of money. An egregious show of wealth. There's no reason you have to purchase dirt from another planet to show that you have ambition. The man had ambition when he was 25. His ambition held him in a lab with his best friend for days on end until they stumbled into immortality. Apparently, that wasn't enough for him.
So you're not interested in the dreamers?
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I'm interested in a dreamer. One specific dreamer. As for what I need it for, he shrugs. I won't tell you. He gestures to you, Legacy. A random hacker caught in my web. I'm not that stupid that I would just divulge all of that to you. I will gladly tell you any of what Diego had planned.
Legacy smiles a little bit at that. And I imagine if you'd allow me the kind of glitching out face that's in place of an actual face for her is there's actually a like kind of crooked like black smile that comes across it for a second. And she gestures towards Lindis. Learning from your mistakes.
Somebody has to. Lindis is watching you, Legacy, with like enrapt attention. And you can see that her eyes are like kind of starry. She's impressed with you, very visibly impressed with you. And the resemblance to Lindis from your memory is uncanny. Like it's her. It's undoubtedly her.
There's just enough of like a pause as she looks at Lindis, and she kind of steps away back towards this side and is starting to look around the office again rather than at either of them. So, interested in a single dreamer, but not going to tell me. That's fine. I'll find it out.
Jonathan's very amused by this. And you can see that sort of amusement start to creep into his expression. And it's very strange because this is someone with a sort of Joseph Diego-like affect to their mannerisms, but they have Ben Getty's physical shape. And it is bizarre to see that shape give you like a cocky but self-respecting grin. What else do you know, mystery man?
Like you see, he's kind of pacing over and comes by towards this door. Is this an actual door or is this like elevator door?
That is the elevator door. On the back of it, there is a bookcase with real books.
She'll just kind of like run a finger along the edge of the shelf looking. Well, probably more than you want me to know, but it's only fair if you want to know something, I get to learn something.
Oh, I see. I'll play your game. Lindis, like, perks up at this and just goes, I want to play too. You can't play without me.
He kind of glances, like, doesn't look fully at Lindis, but there's like a head turn at the indignation that she would recognize. Which one is it that you're interested in?
He is standing in place watching you, like, roam around the room. And he tilts his head back. Observer.
Imagine just a little annoyed noise from Legacy. She nods. We'll look towards him as she like comes kind of even with him again. Something I know. You're going to be the last.
The last what?
Just the last is all she says.
Okay. He, like, raises one eyebrow and just goes, oh, the last what?
And she's kind of tilts her head. I don't even know what to call you. Very damn near a homunculus, aren't you?
You, from where you're standing, you can see the most sickeningly Grinch grin peel across his face. And he tries to stifle it. And whether he fails is up to debate, but he shrugs and tilts his head. I like to think of myself as a pilgrim on a journey. Someone new going someplace new.
And you don't care how many you step on to get there.
still smiling, and he shakes his head no.
She shakes her head, keeps walking. Staying very much... She's not even trying to hide that she's staying towards the edges of this room. Kind of poking and prodding as she goes. I'm trying to remember something. My brain just went completely blank. God damn it.
What are you trying to remember?
Trying to remember some of the phrasing from the grandstanding. Way back when. Like a year and a half ago.
The grandstanding that he did?
Yeah.
Or Joseph Diego did?
Yeah.
Are you talking about his little villain monologue to Lindis, or?
Yeah. I'll have a different question. I can't remember anything. So, which bits of you did you chop out? What? Version 2.0?
Ah. It wasn't what was chopped out, but what was left to work with. He reaches a hand up, and he very gently, like his hand is not putting any force behind this, but he reaches up, taking his left hand and putting it over the left half of his face. He takes two fingers and presses in near the small part of his eye, and then presses in near his temple. And you see like a soft, as pressure of some kind, or some kind of canister or pressurized chamber is given way. And an entire chunk of his head is removed. And you can see synthetic brain, cybernetic skin, and it is seamless. The difference between cybernetic skin and real skin, the only thing that you can tell is the underside. Had he not done that, you would think that he had an entire, like, fleshy layer of skin minus where his arms were. But the skin of his face is cybernetic. It must be. But he reveals underneath that there is, at least for that chunk of his entire head, including his eye, there is all cybernetic. And he lowers it back down and presses it back in, and it snaps right back to where it is. The lines just vanish. I told you, I'm something new. All of him, and he gestures to the executive chair as if to say Joseph Diego. All of Ben Getty. And all of, well, something else.
Legacy just kind of is turned and is walking backwards a little bit to stare at him as he is doing this. And she pauses long enough when he reveals himself that he's session 13, goddamn. She kind of pauses and leans forward a little bit closer to him. Doesn't move closer, but just leans forward. And so he was showing that essentially he is at least like a kind of android body, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she tilts her head. So your red pet was a prototype rather than a failure.
There's a nod, and it follows closely to a shrug. It was a deranged way of prototyping technology by my predecessor. A half-baked obsession combined with new technology in some fraught attempt keeping the one he was obsessed with close to him. I was always disgusted by it.
Legacy just kind of crosses her arms. Still, eyes kind of transfixed where the skin was slotted back into place. And what was left, assuming since you didn't have, what was the number, 001, couldn't fix it all? Trying to I don't remember what the reference number was if we had one for the brain.
Yes. He nods. He goes, we didn't have the original, so we could not grow a full copy. We only had partially constructed copies. That's the thing about cloning. You can only get so far. The original had been, well, nearly minced entirely, from what I can remember of it. I'm glad it's gone, though. With it gone, Diego is gone, and I can take his place.
He steps a little closer. Legacy goes from kind of like leaning forward to standing straight. Or awfully focused on separating yourself from him, aren't you?
Oh, roll me a coercion check at 1 purple.
Good luck, my friend.
Only 1 purple.
Yeah, I only have 2 green.
It's more than 1.
And I'm rolling in the fucking app, so I'm gonna only fail.
You can see that there's like a twinge of frustration that he barely is able to bury. And he nods. I learn from my failures, and that includes the failures of previous versions of myself. I will distance myself from them insofar as I will learn where they went wrong, so that I won't go wrong in the same place twice. I know where I need to go. I'm going to give him another roll on trying to identify you. It's still going to be as hard as it was initially. Nope.
Yeah, this would be his, I don't know why I'm being fair to him.
Huh.
But would be able to ask a question at this point. She has gotten more than a few questions off.
He will take a step forward and ask a question. What interest do you have in all of this? What concern is it of yours what I am chasing?
And there's just a laugh. Oh. Well, you admitted it yourself. You don't care who you step on. Step on one too many people, and eventually somebody's gonna start biting back. You stepped on one too many people.
He kind of grins in a like a twisted way. He tilts his head. How much would it take to convince you to be on your way and just let this all go? Takes a step forward.
As he does the step forward, she starts just very casually walking again. And she's like, as she is walking, gestures across the room to the stands that he pointed out earlier. All the money that you spent on those didn't even begin to cover how much it would cost.
He is like fully enamored with this like cat and mouse chase that you have started with him. And for all of his talk of like ego and whatever and not being a slave to his passions and whatnot, you can tell that the cat and mouse of like not knowing who you are and wanting to know and what your deal is and what you want and if he can give it to you, all of that is just it is like candy to him. He desperately wants to know what it is, and he desperately wants to be able to prove you wrong and be like, no, I can tempt you. It is like playing a just grotesque, like Pepe Le Pew style chase, and he is watching you meander away, and there's just this not quite like it's almost like he's starting to form this obsession over it. Like this is an addictive thing he's not run into before. He's never had this opportunity. But he'll take a step up towards this chair where you were and drag his fingers along it. And as he does, he will look over and say, there must be something you want, aside from revenge. Something. Anything. A corporation. Somebody else dead. A rare mineral. An augment. An innovation. You must have cybernetics. Do you want your body back? Original pieces restored to their full and former glory?
I
get you those.
Will ask a roll from you, Joe.
Uh-huh.
Of the coercion versus a contested roll, coercion versus legacy's discipline, so 2 green. It'll be 2 purple.
Oh wow, okay. This is his coercion is 3 green. So it's 3 versus 2. That is 1 success and 3 threats.
he starts listing off all of this. Legacy will laugh again. And rather than just like the very short laugh of last time, there is an actual, perhaps a little bit of a manic giggle almost. That black smile across the like white noise glitch of her face is back. Oh, what do I want? And she just kind of takes another couple of steps forward. I'm assuming she doesn't actually see anything outside the window.
When you look outside, you would see, instead of like an actual city, you see like a digital wireframe representation of the station. So you see all of these buildings that are modeled there, but they are hollow, empty.
She kind of looks out for a second and then turns, looking at Jonathan. That black smile still there. I want to take it from you. I want to watch you lose it all. And then I want you to die.
He stares and just enwrapped with like the unquestionably like sadistic desire to watch him suffer, peak suffer. And he's kind of awestruck by it. There's like a wonderment in his eyes, almost an admiration. Like he admires that you answer his question honestly with something so specifically cruel towards him. What did I do to you? Takes a few steps forward.
Have what? 100+ years. Crimes. Weighted on your shoulders. Damned if you are Joseph, Diego, or Jonathan. Whatever you're claiming your new name to be. I don't think you could even try to live long enough to list everything you've done to everyone.
Miles in this kind of like distant. He's still smiling less at you and more at the like the conversation, the fact the conversation is happening is what he is smiling at. He shakes his head very slightly and just goes, "It's true. Can't name every ant that I stepped on. Before or after I was Jonathan." And there's a pull at the edge of his mouth. The tug at the corners of his mouth, there's like a slight flinch. If you want to roll me charm, coercion, or cool, at 1 purple. I will let you choose.
It's all exactly the same.
One threat. So I'll let you choose to do this. I won't tell you what you get. You can choose to egg him on. I will give you 1 strain if you egg him on. Or rather than 1 strain, I will let him roll to attempt to trace you again. If you choose to egg him on. But you can egg him on and get something out of him.
We'll egg him on if it's a trace attempt.
Mm-hmm.
He's only gotten what, 2?
Yes, he's only gotten 1 success of 2 tries.
That was on top of what they learned last time, so that's 2 out of 3 to even begin figuring out where and who I am.
Correct. Another big pool. Holy Mary, Mother, and goodness. That still only counts as 1 success because there was no triumph. But I will say that he will strain himself to do this too. But there's like a tug at the corner of his mouth. What was it you said? Like someone with all of your years of like struggle to remember everyone they've stepped on or every crime they've committed.
You have like 100 years of crimes on your shoulders. You couldn't even begin to try to live long enough to list them all.
Mm-hmm. And he said, I don't remember every ant that I've ever stepped on, even before I was Jonathan. And then he gets like a kind of corner tug at the edge of his mouth that makes his mouth into a frown, and he just goes, I regret every second of it. And he closes his eyes real hard. And then like shakes his head.
Legacy's eyes kind of narrow just a little bit. What happened? Hold on. He kind of steps around. Does she see anything on his desk in particular as she's stepping around? She's not going up to it. She's just walking past it.
Casually glancing over at the desk, you can see that the computer, it's not logged into. It's on that like login welcome screen. There are 2 pieces of paper on his desk. One is an envelope, and on top of that envelope, there is a folded letter of some kind. It looks handwritten in very like fancy script, and it looks kind of old. You've seen that handwriting before. No. This is handwriting that would be oh my god, I'm failing at names. Joseph's. This would be Joseph Diego's handwriting. And there's a letter opener. Like a very like sharp kind of classically it's too ornate to be a letter opener.
She sees that kind of like regret every moment of it. She tilts her head. She will again project a little bit larger, zoomed in so he can see it from a distance. The letter from Johann that she found.
Oh, the one that is addressed to Joey?
Yeah.
Oh.
Am I pushing the right buttons, Joe?
That's what's funny is I did not have that button. I did not pre-plan that button. There's several things that you're like, I want to do this, and I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that at all. That's really fucking good. God, hold on, I gotta use the bathroom really badly, but we'll get to.
Holy shit, Z.
Holy fuck.
Holy fuck. Holy shit.
Dude, I fucking wish I had popcorn right now.
Same. God, this is the best birthday present ever.
Glad
Holy
you're
shit.
enjoying it. I'm sorry, it's just me versus like Legacy versus John.
No, this is so cool. This is so fucking cool. I'm writing all of this down as much as I can get.
Literally, she is going sentence by sentence. I'm watching it.
You're watching
in real time.
In real time? Do you want to edit for me?
No, I mean, later.
Okay.
Editing's for later.
Editing's for later. Yeah, I'm real time transcribing as much as I can.
Well, I'm listening to this, but I'm also jumping through sessions like, connecting dots.
Connecting dots.
What the?
Yo.
Oh, there are things that's been said. I'm just like, oh my god, that was
Holy shit!
that's
Holy shit!
from
Holy
a
shit!
long ass time ago.
Holy shit!
Like, I love that this is like, I don't know, almost like a redo of Linda's, kinda?
Yeah!
Like, that's what I love about this so much. It's fucking cool.
It's like that same situation, but if Linda's was much more cunning.
Yeah, like, it's definitely two separate situations.
Yeah,
But
like...
the parallels. Oh, the parallels.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm just like... I'm happy I'm muted, because if not, so many comments.
Right? Same. I'm muting myself, because it's literally all typing and all like, oh, holy shit. Oh, fuck. We're big Legacy.
Oh.
This is me trying to play Legacy is just a little bit crazy, but also in my head, Legacy is not good with dealing with people. She doesn't like people. But I think through the campaign she has developed to somebody that reads people very well. And trying to express that. She's like, she rubs everybody the wrong way. Everybody, like, she puts everybody off. She doesn't like dealing with people.
And she uses that to her advantage.
Mm-hmm.
But she's read pretty much everybody for filth.
It's so fucking good. Man. Dude.
I'm going to be right back.
Oh,
But
okay.
can't confirm.
No.
We have to wait until Amy gets back so Amy can continue notes.
Don't you dare
Okay.
continue until I get back.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard any of that, Joe, but she's going sentence by sentence here.
Oh no.
I have been watching this in real time.
Oh man.
Holy fuck.
Pressure's on. Continuity is being very strictly recorded.
Well, I know what I'm going to be listening to tomorrow at work. Fuck audiobooks.
Oh man, but Z, both of those polls are really fucking good polls. In the back of my mind, I know that I give you guys things, but there are a handful of things that I'm like, yeah, I remember this and I remember that, and I for some reason just didn't anticipate that you would show some of these things to the person, like to specific people.
I haven't even pulled what I feel like would be the biggest one yet.
What's the biggest one?
I'm telling you, you have to deal with it in the moment like I'm having to deal with this shit.
Alright, well, I'm back.
Oh,
Hello?
I want to say to Z, like, I thought it was really cool to have Legacy kind of like falter for a sec there. I thought that was really cool.
Oh, her go a little unhinged? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 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 Big fan. Big fan. Two things. One, Iris, this is pretty much an audiobook
Oh,
True.
yeah.
at this
Yeah,
point.
fair enough. Yeah,
And
yeah.
two, when you guys are like, what did you guys last say? It took all of my self-control not to just copy-paste what I wrote down for the last bit of dialogue.
That'd be pretty fun. It's like, wait, what was it you just said? Just like, here. I have
Here.
it. It's already
Here you go.
Just read this. Here's
Have
your
the
script.
transcript.
Yeah, I might do that next time if that happens again. Just here's the transcript.
Dude, I'm so happy seeing all these clues
So-
popping up.
I'm
Alright,
glad
alright,
you're
alright.
happy. There's a lot of shit popping off, and
So
this
much
letter. Okay, Z, I'm gonna offer you a choice. You can roll this, or you can forfeit a trace attempt. You can give one trace up and get it for free, or you can try to roll it. It'll be another coercion versus one purple.
Can't do it with my actual dice.
Yes, you can do it with your actual dice.
Yes.
A single burple.
Purple. If I can find the set that's a Genesis and not a Star Wars. Here we go. I'm gonna roll. Because we started getting a little too close to the trace for me to be comfortable. He's gonna have to work for it.
Mm-hmm. Just reads out your IP address.
Oh.
Here's the thing. It's from inside.
It's coming from inside the house.
That is. Let's see. I'm gonna remember my symbols really fast for Genesis. Might fuck that up. Because I did not review ahead of time.
You could just take a picture of it and send it. I think I have it in the resources somewhere.
It's
That actually might not be true.
2 triangles, a sun, and an X. So I don't know if it's 2 advantages.
2 advantages, 1 success, 1 failure. So
So it's
2
an
advantages.
advantage.
2
Mhm.
advantages.
Advantage. 2 advantages. I will let you translate 2 advantages into a single success for this. He will have to roll to try and trace you rather than get us auto succeed. So I'm going to roll his trace attempt. Failing bad. So you hold out the letter that you found that was addressed from Johann to presumably Joseph. Do you say anything or do you just show it?
She like shows it and waits long enough to see that he is like is looking at it and is processing what it says.
Mm-hmm.
This is
There's-
one of the regrets you have.
There is a he sees it and there's a moment where it catches him off guard, where it's like he's looking at you. He's enamored with this hacker who has shown up. And to put something, to interpose a new thing between you is like cutting it's kind of like interrupting him. And it's just like, what? Get this out of here. I don't care what that is. But after he realizes what is in front of him and he processes the words on it, there's realization, and then there's like the lines on underneath his eyes grow a little bit more creased and harder, and there's like a shadow that kind of falls over his face and his demeanor. Lindis, meanwhile, over on the couch, is just watching this whole thing, like kind of propped up on her hands and knees, looking like clambered on the just hairy edge of the couch, keeping both eyes locked on you. And Jonathan, just at your comment, there is a smile, but it twists and dies on his lips and it turns into a frown. And in this moment, this is the closest he has looked to Joseph Diego, like completely since the time you have seen him in this moment. In this entire meeting, this is the closest he looked to Joseph Diego ever. And all he can say through gritted teeth is, "You, where did you get that?"
Legacy just kind of has turned towards him to show him that, and as soon as that smile, that frown comes across, lets the image drop, she just kind of smooths both hands along the top of the executive chair in front of her, almost like she would be straightening something that would be on it. And there's just again a little tilt of the head. See, when I told you I know more than you'd want me to know, I meant it.
Takes 2 steps to get to the bottom of this landing. Who are you?
She just raises a finger, or raises a hand and does the little motion with her finger. Keeps walking. That nation is not up negotiation. But I think I'm getting somewhere a little closer to the passions you supposedly don't have.
Mention of passions. He realizes he has been slowly punching in this predatory way. Straightens himself up. Smooths his hair back a little bit. Just kind of brushes it out of his eyes. Well, if you're not willing to tell me who you are, would you at least tell me what you plan on doing? All of this stuff that you say you have. All of what you have on me. The me I am now or the me I was. What good is it to you? What good are the secrets of a dead man?
She just kind of gestures around the room. Does it matter if Joseph Diego is dead or not? Does it matter if you think you're separate from him? Joseph. Joey. Built this empire you're standing on. But you've ignored it for so long. All those ambitions of yours. I take the mountain you're standing on out from it. Ambitions.
He smiles and strides past the desk towards you. You can try and take all of this. Power, the money. He gestures to the minerals. The trophies. Take it. I don't care about them. My ambitions extend beyond money. I am going to a place beyond humanity. going to a place beyond money, beyond everything. And I'm taking the station with me. He gestures out to the windows, which you can't see the city, not in earnest, but the city is there. And it is in absolute disarray. From up here, the vantage has grown. From this up here, the vantage you have the Gigadeath concert has evolved into a massive, tumultuous thing. Police and people intermingled in brawls in the streets, and there is smoke and fire and death aplenty. So you can try to take my tower. You might even succeed. But you won't stop me. Not really. Not in a way that matters.
And again, there's a flash of that crooked, almost drawn-on smile. I'm going to take every. And even if I don't stop whatever plan I think you're going to have after it's all gone, even if there's some remaining body, brain stuck out there somewhere, you are so blinded. You don't see the match has already been struck. One of the beauty of hackers, the net. There's more of us you can ever squash. Not me. Be the next, and the next. As long as whatever thing called consciousness remains and completely fails to be
He's staring with an intensity that you've not yet seen. He's listening, really listening to every word that you say, Legacy. He is very determinedly racking his brain to come up with something. Like he's digging around trying to find a way to turn your words against you, to turn them into a weakness of some kind. I don't want my humanity. He looks down at the letter opener on the paper with the letter. And he says this mostly to himself, but you can hear in his voice the change. I don't want my humanity.
What'd you say?
It's the same thing, just I don't want my humanity.
Okay.
But the voice is different. And he reaches over and takes the letter opener. There's nothing exceptional about it. It's as mundane as they come. But he twists it and holds it in his grip. And he looks at you. I may not know who you are right now. He points the letter opener at you. I'll find out. And when I find out who you are, I'll find your friends. And I'll find your family. I'll find everyone you've ever grown attached to. He spins the letter opener around and holds it in this reverse grip. And I will cut them out of your life. And I will take them from you.
Another slightly manic laugh. Oh. You can try. I've been fighting you my whole life already. Tell me, Mr. Jonathan, a death by thousands. Oh, things to do on.
He smiles. And it is a grim smile. He nods once.
If you do actually manage to take it, every mission is one less star in your sky, one more cut in this death. Alright.
He takes one good stride forward. And he is going to try again to crack the disguise. One success, which is exactly 3, which gets him to the threshold of almost recognition. He doesn't get a name yet.
Let me look.
Oh shit, that's 3?
He has 3. He has to have 5 to know legacy,
Ah.
like buy legacy.
Mm-hmm.
To figure out what they get. So, if he is taking the time to try and figure out who she is,
Mm-hmm.
can Legacy try to like this is the description you've given, like you've mentioned like web and like Dreamcatcher and all that type of stuff. Can
Mm-hmm.
she try a hacking attempt really fast to kind of figure out where she is in this like web, or like cut through the web or something?
Sure. You roll me a hacking check. This is going to be at 2 purple, and this will give you an assessment of like what physically and net wise your situation is.
Do you want me to still roll that in the program?
If you could, please.
Hacking check 2 purple?
2 purple. Okay. With 2 successes and 4 advantages, you can easily determine like the dream catcher thing, the grounded network he has talked about. It's it's really in and of itself not like a program so much as it is the actual structure of this type of network. The network itself is not hostile. It doesn't appear to have any sort of network defenses of any kind. But it is kind of like a lobster trap where you crawl in one way and you cannot crawl back out. So you are basically stuck in this upstairs network in the executive suite until someone gets that executive suite unstuck. Which
Go ahead.
It's basically like you slip into a room, and the room itself is not going to hurt you, and there's nothing inside it that is incredibly dangerous. It's just it holds you still so that people can repeatedly try to trace you without you getting away. So it becomes a waiting game and how good you are at keeping them from tracing you. The network itself is malleable enough. Mm-hmm.
Would deploying one of Legacy's last remaining ice slow him down?
Yeah, he would have to get through it to trace you.
She has I know she's used Hadrian's Wall already. Guess she'll just try to drop an ice wall.
Mm-hmm.
Just the basic ice wall.
Okay. So you drop an ice wall that he will have to break through before he can successfully try to trace. With that last trace that had gone through, he raises the letter opener in this like aggressive way, and he's going to lunge at you. You can move if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. He lunges at you, and he rushes forward, letter opener like suspended over his head, and he swings it down and smashes it into the glass from where you were. It smashes, it hits this like carved mineral obelisk that just tumbles to the ground and shatters on the ground. And he turns to you over there. You think I care about money? You think I care about this tower? Any of it? I have my sights set on one thing. And I aim to get it.
There we go. She
And
kind of
just pokes her head up. She's
moves.
watching.
She moves, so she's back, kind of behind this thing. But she's keeping in like true kind of parkour type fashion. She is not hunched over. She is not defensive. She's rather than like pressed up against like somebody that might be scared would be. She is just kind of standing on the other side very casually, so that she can move in any direction she wants, rather than having it blocked by being too close. And she just kind of places a hand on top of the glass, taps a finger. And he said, "Do you think I care about all these things? I have my eye on one thing, right?"
Mm-hmm.
It's just Amy. And you are absolutely sure you're going to be getting that, Jonathan? You know what? Jonathan can also be Joey.
He smiled at the first statement, frowned at the second statement. He grits his teeth. And he throws the letter opener at you. And it just like sails like into the glass thing. And whether or not you dodge, it passes through you. But it smashes into it and hits this obelisk, which crashes and sends it tumbling to the floor, which shatters. He just goes, I aim to get exactly my due. And I know I'll get it.
What is your due except to pay?
Walks over to his desk. He reaches underneath the desk, like underneath the table part of it, and starts fumbling for something. And you can see that he's fumbling around and presses a switch of some kind. I wanted to wait a little bit to see. He stops himself. He reaches up to his throat and kind of rubs his neck, the base of his neck and his throat a little bit, to see if this riot could be quelled. But it looks like the riot has grown even worse. And I am tired of this conversation. I'm tired of wasting time. I tried to play this in a composed way. But you're right. I am still, at least partially, enslaved by my passions. You hear a click as he flips the switch. And from this broad wall, the wall panels start to fold inwards. And inside that wall is a separate room. Inside that room, it's like a garage almost. And inside that room is that diamond-shaped flying machine. The HEV, I think it's called. But you remember it from the Hotel Hell arc. It was Joseph Diego's personal custom-made aerial vehicle. And he looks over at you, Legacy, and he grins again. I'm going to find out who you are. He turns to Lindis. You. Lindis, perks up. Me? Figure out who she is. Who they are. Find them. Make them squeal. I am going home. He looks at the diamond, and it, without any sort of startup or engine noise of any kind, there is a bassy, as it starts to move very slowly until it fills this space.
Can I try something before it looks like he's trying to get on it?
Sure.
As soon as he seems to turn to get on it, Legacy will move very quickly for the first time in his direction.
Oh, this is gonna catch him off guard.
And lift her hand up in another projection directly in his face of the kid. Right. Keep him here just a little bit longer so that we can get people up to top floor.
You show him the picture of the kid, and the gut instinct is that if somebody rushes at him, he throws his hands up. You put the picture in his face, and he tries to grab at your hands to put your hand down to get the photo away from his face, but there's nothing to grab. He can't physically grab you, so he's just swiping at this projection. And go ahead and roll me a coercion check, and you can upgrade this for free. It is going to be at 2 purple.
Ladies, are we cool with me using another point here?
Go ahead.
Can I try to get another green?
Yeah, you can upgrade it again.
I am all for it.
Feel free.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a
Double
success.
success. Yep. With 1 threat. So you rush forward and throw the picture in his face, and he scrambles, just panics for a second, tries to get it out of his face, and when he can't, he like swipes and just can't get it away from him, and then he goes into a bit of manic laughter, and he like chuckles very, very lightly at first, and then just busts out into like a full on like belly laugh. And it is a venomous laugh. It is a, I think, what is it? The opposite of mirthful, or I can't remember. But he looks at the picture and he looks at you and he just goes, "You don't know anything about this picture, do you? You don't know who it is. You don't know me, do you? You rooted around in my basement, and all of these artifacts, past that isn't even mine. And you think you can get me with it now?" And he tries to grab at your like translucent wrist, and it still just can't get anything. He just goes, "I am the one who killed them. You think I care about them now? You think I have any guilt left in my bones for this?"
There's just again a little bit less of the casualness that Legacy has been portraying this entire time. She actually steps more into his personal space, like she is looking up into his face, invading that personal space. Anger is such a good mask for pain, isn't it?
He takes a step back and just whips a hand out. It doesn't even hit you. It doesn't even pass through the shape. But he whips a hand out as he takes a step back, as you kind of push forward, and he just goes, "No, there's no mask here. I am going to ascend. That is my purpose. I am the pilgrim who will journey across the sea of humanity to a new age.
Alone.
I have foreseen it."
Oh.
He points at you. He just points one finger and just goes, "I will remember you, and I never get your name. Just know that I will remember you." He smiles. It is, again, a smile that does not reach his eyes. And that shape starts to unfurl. As it does, the stairs appear. As he begins to ascend the steps, Lindis is just watching, like, confused, bewildered. He will try one last attempt to trace you, only to find that when he does, he runs into your ice wall. His eyes, like, scanning and then shimmering blue. And he closes his eyes. And he looks out towards Lindis. Just goes, "Find her and make her squeal." And he pivots on his heel. And he marches into the shape.
Can I get one last thing off?
Go for it.
It's like as he's like doing the last attempt, Legacy doesn't even try to, like, hide, because she knows the wall is there. She just inclines her head in his direction. Look at him run. Tail tucked between his legs from the past that he claims is not his own. Another little cut.
He hides inside his vehicle in the dark, and his eyes just glow with hatred, clustered hatred. And the door starts to seal. The windows to the office start to open, and the walls begin to recede out of the way, making room for this shape to depart. And it silently, in this alien way, it levitates and starts to slowly rock forward. And as it does, there is a gust of wind, though you can't really see it. You can see the effects of it as elements of the room are scattered, glass is pushed away, Lindis's hair starts to get whipped side to side. But he is departing. Now, Legacy, this is very important. Roll me a hacking check at 2 purple.
Get these things really fast. Distinctive style to add a couple of things onto here.
Alternatively, I will let you auto succeed if you destroy the Gordian Blade program you have. You sacrifice it.
I think I'm good. Hope I'm good. Not good, then fucking move.
I'm gonna upgrade it. Which isn't too bad. It's only a red and a purple. Damn. 4 successes and 1 advantage. So as he is leaving, when the ship moves out and it starts to embark on its departure, there is a brief moment where the ship and the room network overlap. They're not in sync in such a way that you can access the ship, but you can see, in a way, a shadow of what the ship's code and what its network is doing on the room. And it takes some know-how. You're looking at the shadow cast by information, but you are able to glean from it coordinates. This is a coordinate schema. Or a coordinate. There are 2 sets of coordinates here. There's a coordinate schema that is a latitude longitude for Earth, and there is a coordinate schema that is a destination on the station. And it's up to you to figure out which one he is going to.
But she gets both of them.
You get both of them. And if we go to the station map, the horizontal station map, the coordinates you get are for here on the station.
I don't like that.
So you see that there are coordinates for the power grid. The first power grid, the alpha power grid. And then you can see that there are coordinates for a place on Earth near California.
Night City?
And it's not in Night City, but it might be near it. Who's to say? But as you get those coordinates, the ship kicks off and flies out of the building. And as it flies out, it too digitizes in that way where it is just outlines of blue in a hollow shape. And you are left alone with a blue-haired girl who has no idea what happened just now. But this is the opportune time to switch back to the other crew, because while this was happening, elevator crew could have been quickly ascending.
Damn, this is a long elevator ride.
Well, to be fair,
I'm just kidding.
yeah,
You know,
Legacy
I'm
was
just making a
already
joke.
up here when you guys were still in the basement.
Yeah, this is
It's fine.
foreboding elevator music. Is elevator music like cheery?
It's oh man, hold on. What is the portal elevator music?
Oh my god.
What kind of awkward fucking silence is this?
This is what you get.
Okay, well, quick stop at the 13th floor, opening it up to get the bleeding? What? Are you okay?
What? Oh no.
Oh no.
Iris down.
Don't die. Elevator up. Sorry, towards the end there, things were happening
Oh no.
on my end. Yeah, Sailor started barking really loudly during the very tense part, and I'm like, I can't hear anything. Yeah. I'll be right back.
Did you feel like you were getting your bad guy moment, Joe?
I was having an okay bad guy moment. I was more like into the whole Legacy being anonymous and using that anonymity to fuck with him thing. In like a inverse bad guy moment. I was about it. You found a way that I was not anticipating for getting under his skin. And like it's more fun to have the villain be flappable than unflappable in the face of competence. But the elevator squad will get there and they will free Legacy.
Told you, Legacy is just is crazy. I've never lied. She's crazy. Thank you to the people that followed. Hi.
We got followers?
Yeah,
Dangin'.
3 people followed.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a good. I say glitchy white noise face. It's a good example.
Oh, that's sick.
I am back. Sorry.
Ditto.
Hello.
Like I said, things
Iris.
have been happening.
Iris, are you live?
I don't know. Might want to end it with the elevator opening. Because I think she might be dying. And it's getting pretty late.
Mm-hmm.
Phew!
I see.
And then a smile, something like the smile on this thing. She smiled.
Oh, those are very unsettling. I love that.
Good. Good.
Not the eyes, just the smile part.
Oh. It's a little unsettling. Not as much without the eyes, but still pretty. I didn't know it could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, see, Legacy likes being chaos. Does like the power and the influence and the sway that she has with chaos. But to her, chaos has always been a way of being anonymous and doing having a title and doing what she feels needs to be done. And perhaps other people eventually being able to do it too via chaos.
Iris, are you okay? Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
end as you guys hit the ding on the elevator and are brought to the next floor.
Oh, I don't like this. It's okay. We wouldn't have gotten much far anyway. It's late.
Yeah, it's okay. I wouldn't want to like halfway start combat.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Just don't bleed out.
Yeah, focus on yourself. All we're kind of skipping here is awkward elevator non-conversations. Picking up the drones.
True.
Yeah.
Are the two faceless people the drones?
Yes.
Yes. Let's fucking go. I got a trash can. Thank you, Legacy, for the gifts.
Wingfoot is trash can. The shield is the actual, probably useful drone.
Trash can be useful. You just gotta be creative.
Chip.
I'm very curious what you'll do with the trash can.
I have no fucking clue. You know how I play Kaya. It's just whatever I can bullshit in the moment.
So, important question, since we're not going to like do a whole bunch on the elevator. Would Kaya think to plug a Larry into one of the drones?
Well,
Yeah. Would you?
she probably would, just to test him out. To see if they've got the time to see if he's fucking living or not. See if it works. To, test,
You without plugging him in, you would know that he is still technically alive. He's
Yeah,
just
but
unconscious, basically.
See
Yeah.
if there was damage done, I think is.
Yeah, exactly. See if there's any damage done. See, it's kind of like diagnostic check. So she probably would plug him in, not the trash can, probably, because she probably doesn't have enough interface to really get a good gauge.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the security drone because it's more high tech and probably capable of handling his advanced AI. I don't think the trash can would be able to handle it.
Funny enough, the trash can would actually work just as well. It's just that
Oh,
I feel bad we're calling it a trash can. It is it is as
The
advanced
gonk
as
droid. The gonk
yeah,
droid.
it is.
gonk droid. Okay, sorry, the gonk droid. You said it was trash can shaped, so.
It is trash can. It
Gonk
really looks like
droids
just
are
a
trash can
can.
shaped.
Yeah,
True.
the gonk droid.
It's like a narrower, rounder gonk droid.
Okay.
But it is as advanced as the security drone. It's just not built to do what the security drone does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is just funny to me.
That's great. It's just, I don't know, like siblings. One got the shitty end of the stick.
Yeah, it's a sibling who this one is taller and scrawnier, and this one is like stocky, and like both of them are equally good at math. This one just has more thumbs.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, she'll plug him into the security droid to see how much damage he's taken.
Emotionally, much more than physically.
Oh man, no, buddy.
It'd be like you plug him in and he's like, ah, like screaming like the thing is going to hit him.
What happened? Oh, buddy.
Huh?
Does he actually scream like that?
The kind of like, yeah, probably like a little bit of ah.
So he blinked and he's on the elevator. She want to do a system check? Be like, hey, you there? Yeah, you hear me? Buddy, who am I? What's your name? What's today's date?
Make sure to say
Considering-
thank you to your Aunt Legacy. You got a taser now.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. I will be right back.
Okay. God, Larry with a taser is so dangerous.
We're just gonna
Just-
prove that you should plug him into one of the big droids next.
Because Kai's thinking here is to plug him in, make sure he's okay, right? Right? Okay, cool, you're good? Alright. Alright, time to take you back out.
If you watched, like, The Mandalorian,
Yes.
you know, when they put Grogu in the robot and he starts running around
Yes.
the room hitting
Yes.
no.
Yes.
That's what's about
No,
to happen
no,
with Larry.
No. Yeah.
Clunking around the, like, 2 feet of space he has in the elevator trying to keep you from taking the card back out. No, no, no.
No, no, no. It's just like trying to take your dog to get a bath, I imagine. But like it's a person. Full person sized. It's like, come here. No, you can't stay in there.
Up.
Oh, okay.
Hi, welcome
Man,
back.
this is such a like one thing that I did not expect when I first started like with the idea of this campaign was how social it would be. There's so many social roles like all the time, and I think that's
Mhm.
part of just how you guys play. But I'll be damned if it's not like 5 times more social than I anticipated it being, which is not bad. I'm just surprised.
Statted for it.
That's the other funny part.
Hey,
It's like
baby.
no one is the social character. The closest you have is
I'm back.
hello.
Hello.
Are
Tell
you
me Legacy.
good?
I'll explain once we're done streaming.
Gotcha.
Duck.
Kaya plugs into Larry on the elevator ride.
Yes.
Mhm.
And that Larry, as you plug it in, is mid scream just ah, blinks for a second, reassesses, realizes that they are in fact fine. Oh. Larry adapts to having hands very easily.
Oh no.
They work just like the manipulators do.
Mhm.
So they understand hands very intuitively. Legs are a bit unique.
Yeah. Hey, bud, you cool? You okay?
My dad.
No. Technically no. I mean, not technically. You're not dead. What's the last thing you remember? Do you remember me? You remember your name? What's today's date?
Dying. He gives you the right answers.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Cool. Last thing you remember?
Dying.
Well, you didn't, die.
I guess I blinked.
You just got, destroyed, like a little.
He flicks, like, does a light switch flicking gesture. On off.
Ah. Okay, cool. Thank fucking God. Okay. Whew, I was so fucking worried for you. But you're good. You're good. Cool. I'm just glad your chip wasn't too roughed up and all of that.
He blinks. Dying is scary.
Yeah, I bet it is. Let's try to not, do that again. When we get back home, I'm gonna build you a new.
He hugs you.
Oh, hug back.
Aww.
Oh. Kinda was gonna go into nerd rant and just is now choking back like, oh, I almost lost you.
First time
Hug.
she's got like a proper hug from him.
A proper hug from him. She's so happy. She's so fucking happy. Yeah, we could. I'm just so glad you're alright, buddy. When we get back home, I can rebuild you. You can help me, design it. What you want. I see you kind of like having like hands, so we can do that.
Fingers. Wiggles his
Yeah.
fingers.
Yeah, you can. We can do that for you. But okay, buddy. So, okay, I just want to check on you. Do you mind just coming out of that real quick until we can get back home?
Okay. He looks a little confused at what you mean, but he trusts you implicitly.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah,
leave him in the body. Somebody leave him in the body.
Perhaps it would be safer.
Safer? How would it be safer?
He has a bunch of metal protecting his chip. As long as that's safe, he's mostly okay, correct?
Yeah, and you're the fucking tech expert. Look,
Shrug.
he doesn't
just be like,
really.
Technically.
Look, I just don't. We're about to go into a fight, and they're gonna see him, and they're gonna target him probably because he's in a security drone, and he doesn't really know how to defend himself, really. So
Why don't you ask him?
I was gonna turn to Larry.
He blinks. He doesn't know what to do. He's just looking at you like, what?
Okay, look, here's the situation. We're about to go up to the second top floor where there's a bunch of bad guys with weapons, and I'm worried that you being in there, that they're gonna try and fight you, and I just don't want you to get hurt again. So I guess this should be up to you. Do you want to stay in this drone body, borrow it, or come out?
Will I die again?
Possibly.
He looks a
But-
little anxious.
You could also stay hidden if you wanna.
He nods at the second part. Unless you need help.
Well, buddy, you should really take care of yourself, you know? I don't want you getting hurt.
He pats your arm and says, I don't want you getting hurt.
Oh. Why does it feel like I'm... What? Never mind. Okay. If you want to stay in it and just stay out of sight, out of trouble, you can. Just please be careful. Please. I know you got like a taser and shit, but don't try and go after him with that.
He looks at his hand, and then there's like concentration. And then the hand folds out and transforms into a small, like, cattle prod taser. And he blinks and kind of looks at it, bewildered.
Please be careful with that. Like, we're in a...
Oh.
Yeah, that's gonna zap someone if you poke him with it.
It comes to life, and you hear the...
Larry,
as the
turn it
taser
off.
clicks.
Not in
It
the
turns
elevator.
off.
Too small of a space for that.
Everyone else just shies away from it. Except the trash can.
Except the
Trash can drone is just, like, sitting there.
sitting there. I mean, there's another option if you don't want that one. Gestures to trash can. To gonk drone.
What about me?
You... It got destroyed by the bad guy downstairs.
Oh.
Yeah, so... That's why I said we're gonna build you a new one when we get home. But in the meantime, you can either stay in one of these, or I can just put you in, like, a little case, and you'll just wake up back home.
He isn't sure what to do. He will 100% follow your lead on this.
Kaya's protective mother instinct wants to just put him in a case, put that case in another case, wrapped in bubble wrap and duct tape.
But
I will tell you the one
Lockhart
thing.
was also not wrong.
Yeah, Lockhart's not wrong either.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What are you
The
telling me?
one thing that Larry seems to express is that Larry does not know how to fight.
Yeah, he does not.
So if you put him in a robot, a security robot, and want him to fight, he will not be good at it.
Yeah. So I'm thinking here, put him in the gonk drone. And program, and like reprogram the security drone
Okay.
to assist us in this fight. Because we're gonna fucking need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Kaya probably muses. She probably takes the time. She probably just assumed that the gonk drone was less sophisticated. But during this time, she's like,
It's just
okay,
less capable.
yeah, less capable. But she'll take the time to like look at it and see like, oh, okay, this is just as advanced. It's just shaped to be very one functional thing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, no idea. You can go in here, and you can just stay around the corner, and we can, fight the guys we got upstairs, or you could just stay out of sight.
He puts a hand on top of the gong, little trash can drone's head, and just goes, "Where's face?" It doesn't have a screen.
Well, shit. You know what doesn't got one?
Oh.
It does have a
He can't
camera though, doesn't
see
it?
It does have a camera. It just doesn't
Uh-huh.
have an LCD screen to emote. So
Yeah.
he looks at it and he's like, it doesn't have a face. How am I supposed to show you what's going on my face? Which the security drone also doesn't have a face.
Mm-hmm.
There is no Larry screen on it. It's just the security drone's just mannerisms look more animated in a different way than standing there at attention.
Yeah. I mean, the one you got right now doesn't have a face either, but I mean, it's got a camera, speakers, and all that. It just doesn't got a display.
Hands like go to his face. No face?
No, sorry, bud.
Oh,
I mean, you got a head, but
weird. He's like feeling around his head. I'll help. In that, and he points to the trash can.
oh, thank fucking God. Okay. Cool. Sit tight. She's gonna transfer him over. Just
Okay.
gonna pop the card out, put the card back in. While she's got it out, she's gonna reprogram the security drone to be their friend.
The security drone, the voice that Larry uses from the security drone is very scratchy and robotic, by the way. It doesn't sound quite like Larry, except in mannerism. But the trash can droid, as you are fucking around with it, you can see that it also has a very rudimentary speaker. It doesn't have any sort of... Think like Microsoft Sam. Like, it's going to sound like Microsoft Sam, so it'll sound even less like Larry.
Okay.
But it will still be able to talk.
Just really crusty.
Yes, it'll sound very weird, and you won't get, like, any sort of emotional tone from it.
Okay. Understood. Better than nothing.
So,
better
like,
than him being in security drone.
You put Larry into the trash can drone, and he just goes, "No manipulator."
Well,
Too late.
you know, fuck. Scratching the back of her head. Yeah, I can't. It's. She's trying so hard to not say trash can, because what?
It looks like a trash can. It just looks like a trash can.
Fucking Goldilocks ass droid you made.
Nothing good enough for you. Look, like I said, it's temporary. You're just gonna, scoot around.
It rotates in place, left and then right, and then left. It doesn't say anything. Larry just rotates a little bit. You can't see the emotion or emoting that's going on.
Aww.
You just get the vague sense that he might be looking at you.
Oh, this is so weird. Not being able to see the emotion he's feeling. Yeah.
Nothing. Staring at the lid of a trash can, basically.
So it's I mean, you can thank legs for this, I think.
Fuck you.
She both of them, really. She found them. So, you know, yeah, you need a face. We'll work on one. We'll work with it. It's temporary. We're gonna get you home. We're gonna build a new one.
Rotates in place a little bit to the left, then to the right,
Gosh.
then to the left.
She hates this. She can't read him at all. She's already slightly autistic. What the fuck is this? She's gonna look to the others like, what? What do I do? What do I... I can't tell what he's thinking. Does he hate it? Does he...
You could ask him. Just straight up ask him, like, hey, what do you think?
I feel like there's a little bit of panic before she just cracks. She's like, so is this good enough for you? again, it's just temporary.
Good enough.
Okay. Cool. Just gonna pat the trash can on the head. Lid? On the lid?
No light.
No. You're kind of just a little...
Paul.
Yeah, you're taller.
Rotates to the left and to the right.
Just gonna look to Marcus. Help me!
Just
right in her
manic,
eyes.
silent gestures like, I don't know what you want from me. What am I gonna do?
Why can anyone help? I was like, I don't know what to let him do. She's gonna look to Lockhart before she remembers she's mad at Lockhart and turns back to Marcus. You're my only help. Yeah, you're just, what kind of trash can shaped,
Trash can.
like, I wouldn't like call you a trash can. It's just like the shape of it.
Rotates to the left. This is as emotive as it's gonna get.
This guy is so...
Ding! The door's open as she's panicking.
Yeah, just like, we gotta get ready. It's like the 30-something floor. We gotta just...
We gotta get ready. As you say that, the doors open. There's a as the doors open behind you, and you hear, "Where?" And then Dio turns around. Visitors. Oh. He looks a little like the wind is taken out of his sails. And this is where we're going to pick up next time.
Mm-hmm.